Well, hello, creatives, community, and kind folks. Welcome to RPG with DBJ. I am your host, DBJ, and of course, all of you out there are the co hosts of our daily channel when we talk about all things tabletop role playing games. And this week, we are talking about your tabletop role playing game sucks. Yes, your TTRPG sucks. But why? Um, there's got to be a reason. And so this week we've been going through various listings of why those reasons exist. Why does it suck? Um, as always, with the title of your TTRPG sucks and having lists, there can never be any controversy. Everyone will all agree on one particular subject. Amen. Thank you very much for being part of the show. I really appreciate it. Thank you. No, I'm just joking. We're going to talk about player responsibility today. I'm going to bring up my particular list of what I believe are the optimal player responsibilities, and I feel like oftentimes a lot of the responsibility, the onus, hey, he's like, yeah, back in normal time, across the pond. Really, that's normal? No, I'm picking with you. The a lot of times we tend to put the vast majority of the responsibility on the game master. The game master seems to be at the pinnacle, the head of many tabletop role-playing games. There are some role-playing games that don't require a game master. There are some groups that share game master responsibilities, but I'm here to tell you that having over 45 years of gaming enthusiasm running in these veins, that it's a little bit more detailed than that. And we're going to get a little sarcastic as well, but I feel like the best players encompass these general 7. Plus, there's a little extra at the end. We'll talk about. You always, whenever you have a list, you always have to have the extras that don't fit on the list, but they belong on the list, but you didn't put them on the list, and stuff like that. So let's get into it. Number 1, bring the energy. And I think in general, when we talk about bring the energy, I don't necessarily mean bringing the energy in terms of positivity. It means bring the energy of the group in general, because this is a team sport. Yeah, Central European time, CET, is the time you can watch DBJ at 12 noon. Yeah, it's hella early here. it's the butt crack of the sun when it comes here. As a matter of fact, oftentimes those of you who watch me and pay attention, you'll see that there's a window behind me. There's a fabric we have, this Wonder Woman fabric. Actually, that's our curtain, and you'll see the sun come up because it's dark behind my head, and eventually, sometimes it's bright enough where it'll like blast out my camera. So it's pretty hilarious. So you've been playing since you were 5? No, this old man is like in his mid-50s. So yeah, I have every one of these grays is a Grognardian gray hair that I've earned, buddy. I've had enough characters killed. By the way, have you ever thought the term TTRPG was a bunch of BS newspeak for new generation? Yes. It still bothers me we have to put the TT in front of everything, as in it's a tabletop role-playing game. Damn it, they took our words from us. These were just RPGs. No, I'm not in the cave. I'm in a loft, to be honest with you. It's man loft. Anyway, squirrel. So the first one, bring the energy. Not only should you bring parody energy, meaning like if you decide to engage in a game where it's about dark fantasy and you're in horror and fear and well, bring that energy with you. If it's beer and pretzels and you guys are are making fart jokes and having fun and whatnot, bring that energy. Bring the same energy. Now, also bring the energy means um, as much energy as you put into all of your successes. You're rolling dice, you're getting successes. You're like, yeah, whatever. Don't fold your arms, poke out your bottom lip, and pout when things don't go your way. Bring the same energy for others that you would bring to yourself. Bring the same energy. Bring the energy for your downfalls as much as your uprisings. And sure, it can pull at the tug at the strings of like, oh, this is the third time I rolled the dice and it sucks and I'm falling behind and oh man. But don't drain other people's energy because of your backslide, downfall, unluck, whatever the case may be. Bring that for other people as well. If you're not involved in that scene, bring the energy to them. And I feel like that is and you'll realize why I put the shadow number 8 at the back end of this. yeah you guys. All right, number 2, act and react internally. All right, this I did not put in. This is the second responsibility. I didn't put in that's what my character would do. No. It's act and react internally, which means when you make a character in this world, portray that character who acts and reacts to the things that happen in that world. This encompasses the please don't metagame, or don't metagame to the detriment of other people. It also means you've agreed to play this game, and so here's a classic one that some new players do that absolutely positively pisses me the hell off. All right, so in this world, fantasy. We're going to use fantasy as our example here. Maybe going beyond the city-state walls requires a toll, a couple of copper pieces, maybe a silver or two or whatever. And this is a common trait. This is a common thing. You got to pay to play. And I've been in games, mind you, I was very young, where this you guys. Drew says there is no falling behind. The tragedy is something most people do not appreciate to play out, but it can be so much more memorable than any successes. Exactly. And when I say bring the energy for your tragedies, downfalls, the falling behind, the failures, yes, we all understand that it's like, you hear the music, boom, 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 and you're like, oh man. But even being there as a support for the other players that have their downfalls, right? Being that person that intrudes, oh man, hey, I'm here to help you out, or oh, I am so sorry, man, I'm sure you're going to pick it up later on, or even for yourself, like, wow, man, guys, I wish I was there for you, but the fates aren't on my side. We're not using this energy to blame anyone or saying that these dice suck or this game is stupid. No. We want to, this is combined with number 2, we want to act and react internally. I joked about playing a character that I role-played my character based on the die rolls that happened. So one of the people I was playing with was just super lucky. I mean, just like D20, 18, 19, 17, 20, 20, 18. I was like, Jesus, right? So I portrayed my character as being jealous internally of the other character. And he was like, "What?" He kind of did a meta aside in the game. He was like, "Are you really pissed off?" And I was like, "Oh no, I'm not pissed off. But my character is looking at you like you're this great person." I was playing like this elf, this like woodland style elf, and he was this samurai style dwarf or something. And then eventually it turned around where he was like looking up to the dwarf, like I get the joke, right? And he was looking up to the dwarf like, man, you're tough and you're like a combat like warrior or something. I'd love to learn from you. And that's how I turned it around, and that's how I focused it. But we can play these things where we act and react internally inside the game. Going back to the paying a toll to get into the city-state past the guards. I remember playing a game, and I was with a group, and the guards say, hey, we need 2 copper from each of you, and you would have thought someone licked their fingers and smacked the back of the head of their newborn children, and then peed on their shoe or something. It was just like, I'm not paying copper, blah blah blah. I'm gonna pull my sword and threaten the guard, blah. And I was like, dude, really? Portray characters that act and react internally in this world. What does your character see? I mean, yes, we all know the cleric heals the party, but what does your character see? Are they amazed at the power of the divine that courses through your veins? Are you battle hardened when you see the warrior slice through the enemy, or is this the first time you've been in pitched battle? It's just acting and reacting internally in the game. Maybe you've never seen this tribe of orcs before, and it amazes you, despite the fact that we're looking down at a monster manual and character sheets and things. Number 3, be agreeable. Excuse me. Wow. Be agreeable. Plead once. All right. If players don't take anything away from this, or you want to take this list and show it to the people you know, this is one important one. Now, mind you, this list isn't in any particular order. Be agreeable, plead once. What I mean by that is, if there is a ruling involved, and remember, rulings are not just between you and the GM. Again, it seems like a lot of advice is putting all the onus on the GM, and I completely disagree with that. We're all in this together. So when we come up with rulings and one-offs and something the rules don't inhabit, or we're trying to move things forward, we're trying to accomplish a goal, and the game master seems to be a little bit stuck on how we should do this, be agreeable. You decided to be part of the game, and if you agreed that this individual is the game master, dungeon master, storyteller, flame tender, warden, mission control, whatever that the title of that, you agreed to this. So, which means you agreed to their adjudication. Now, you may not know this person personally. You may have joined this game for the first time. Maybe this is a new game for everyone and we're just learning the rules. Or you haven't played with this person in a while, and maybe personality-wise, maybe you feel a little bit of shift in their intentions and yours. Sure, but you agreed to be there. The plead once thing is plead your case. Hey, the rules for drowning are, but I understand, hey, we're being attacked by tentacle creatures, and it's also down in a swamp, and it's murky, and, is there a chance that my character could have held their breath or not held their breath? I get we're getting a little too deep into the woods. I feel like we could just make a saving throw and see if I did a thing, like a reaction check or something like that. And then the person goes, no. Yeah, flame tender. Yeah, I don't know if anybody picks that up. I think only you would. Yeah. What would Andrew do? Yeah. 77 thrones. Yeah, within the ring of fire. But yeah, Schooner says social contracts are a must for non-chaotic games. There are a lot of people who are. Yeah, wait until after a session to open up a book to look up a rule. And here's the thing: I don't mind. I'm a person. If I'm running a game, I hate looking up a rule. But the group, if you're like off to the side and you're like, hey, do you mind if I look it up? Please go for it. Correct me if I'm wrong. I could care less. I'm not going to sit here and constantly rule flip to adjudicate a thing. I would rather move forward. And as a player, your responsibility is plead your case once. If it is not to your liking, wait till the end of the fucking game, right? Wait till the end. Then go, the rule is this, and this. And maybe even us as a group, maybe even there might be a pause. Someone's got to use the restroom, take a bio break, get some food or something. And you're 2 hours into the game. You're like, I got to stand up and walk around, and then go. And the game master's like, hey, what were you saying? I remember you were pleading the thing, and remind me. Well, on page 300 and blah blah blah, it says. You go, oh shit, I forgot about that. Damn. All right, you're right. And then we can move on. at an appropriate break time, right? But if you're an actor in a play, you don't stop the play to point out the missed cue or line or something from your other actors. You wait till that shit hits the intermission, and you go back in the scenes and you go, I just want to let you know next um uh, session or something. Remember, the cue is I step to this point and blah blah blah, and the lights come down, and then whatever, and then I bring my hand up. You go, oh, that's right. Thank you for reminding me. Great, you know. Um, oh man, you got to talk about the TTRPG versus RPG. Yeah, stop it. Mm-mm. Yeah, my Traveler game still being passed around. A classic game. I think. Mm-mm-mm. You guys are funny. All right, social contracts. I think a guideline, a Google Doc, whatever the case may be, about things that are agreeable. There's a lot of people who are like, I'm not signing a social contract. It's stupid. Fold arms, pout, bottom lip out, right? But there's a reason those exist. Like unions, unions being formed against businesses. Social contracts didn't exist out of a void because someone thought it would be fun. They existed to solve a problem. And agreeing to things, even if everyone seems agreeable, is a good idea because you can always go back to the social contract and say, wait. We all agreed that this would be how we would handle the situation. And one of those is to be agreeable. If you're going to join a game for somebody else, don't bitch and moan about how you would do it or whatever, right? Which brings me to number 4, synergy. Read the room. All right. Mm-mm-mm. You're so you, always with always trying to bring one of the three. You're either bringing flames, fuel, or oxygen there. Drew says, regarding tolls, I think that is mostly nonsense. Those would be only for merchants, not any traveler. And thus, if the GM pulls that, they just ruin my immersion. Like you're playing a real game with real histories. Completely false. There is no there are probably very few fantasy role playing games that are comparable to real histories at all ever. It's like there's dragons and steam powered things and time travel and magical plants that grow out of the ground and bodily transformations and reading minds, but tolls. I'm picking with you, Drew. Tolls that just ruins the real medieval. I mean, what about dysentery and dying at like 35 and whatnot, right? Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, I know. It's. I think that's. I find that very silly to like be like, this isn't real medieval, and like neither is the rest of the game. Now there are real medieval games, to be honest with you. There are some, and there are some who run games that are emulators of that, but yeah, that stuff, that all that kind of stuff. I remember someone like tried to rip me a new one because they're just like, there were no such thing as police and investigators back in the medieval days, and I was like, you mean like no such thing as elves either? Like this is a world of magic. It's okay to have a fireball, but an investigator that investigates crimes is like pulls you out. Like, whatever. Play the game that's in front of you. Like the list I got here. Play the game that's in front of you. Synergy. Number 4, synergy. Read the room. There are times where players, let's say you have a player, let's go back to the magic user, the wizard, the spellcaster or something. And a lot of times their options are numerous and they want to use them creatively. So that player may have to take a few moments to think about what they're going to do. Yeah, you're talking about Traveler. You're right. There's a lot of versions of Traveler out there. And it's a beloved game. Both game world and game system, although systems have changed a little bit over time. I mean, different variations of it. So I like the D6 version of it. Um, but the the synergy method is the fact that if you read the room and understand that maybe your jokes aren't falling on correctly, that your positivity is taking down your taking is interrupting a dramatic and maybe a downbeat moment for another player. Um, if the player that's trying to be the wizard and cast a spell needs to take some time, read the room, come inside, and go, all right, I'm going to introduce some of my role playing things. I'm going to start interacting with some of the other players to give the game master or that player some time to think about what they're going to do. And instead of me twiddling my fingers and just staring at them, I'm going to synergistically interpose myself to keep the energy flowing, to interact with the world, to basically do the fluffy bullshit tabletop role playing in my character, speaking with other people, so that it gives enough time for the game master to reconsider what they're doing. Hey, we went left instead of right. There were no notes for this. Let me give some time for the game master. And instead of just literally sitting there and going, all right, game master, what happens next? And you just sitting there being quiet, involve yourself in it. And synergy is an undefined ability to it's like a dance partner who moves to the same beat of the music with you. It is driving through traffic and doing the zipper method, where every person only lets one person in front of them, like the zipper teeth of a zipper. And if you do this, if you move synergistically, it's okay. It's moving down the aisles of a grocery store and moving to one side or the other, like you're driving down a lane of traffic on the road, so that we can all get to where we need to go instead of doing the awkward dance in front of each other. It's like, no. Here in the States, stay right. That's it. That's all you need to do. That's all you need to do. Drew said, sure, there's much realism that also gets ignored, but for me, that Tolls for Random Travelers feels just like it has no purpose other than to annoy the players. Yeah, but if you agreed to be in the game, my suggestion to you is suck it. What is it? Suck it up, Brewster. Right? If this isn't the game you wanted to be in, then just don't be in that game. Right? And it's sure something can come up and go, that kind of rubs me the wrong way. But here we are. We're talking about our 7 responsibilities. Act and react, internally. Be agreeable. At the end of it, you could say, well, hey, listen, I ran my game. That'd be a thing. And what a minor thing to. There are some people who would disrupt the whole game because of a minor thing. Just fuck it. Pay your 2 copper and move past it. You have all night to toss and turn in your own bed to worry about paying a 2 copper piece goal toll to a thing. I'm picking with you on this because I'm highlighting player issues. You've got all night to toss and turn and wake up in a cold sweat in a montage, a television or movie montage, like, pay 2 copper, pay 2 copper, no! Yeah. Yeah, 100% reality is just like, not only would it be boring, it would be pretty damn depressing. We love our fantasy medieval, but the real stuff, most people would be. That's funny. You guys are silly. There's Drew going off. So here's another one. Let's move on. Number 5 is be a team player. Now, there's overlap between synergy and be agreeable. And when I say be a team player, it is understand that you are part of a group of other individuals who are all out to achieve the same goal. And the goal is fun. Yes, we did a show about what types of fun there is. And as a team player, um, it is not about. That's what I said about the dysentery. Like, roll for anal circumference. Yeah. Oh man, yeah. Whew. The to be a team player at a minimum is to not hold back anyone who adds value to the team, right? So we all know various types of team sports, and there are many team activities, improv acting and plays and actors and actresses in movies and television, and um, those style of games require at a minimum for you not to be in the way of other people. And as a team player, you also want to assist. We've seen many team sports where one or more of the people are thought to be um, prodigies. They are experts. People come there to see their antics in the sporting event. But oftentimes, what's overlooked is while those sports players are expert at what they do, they are more readily accepted into the team if they are also assisting others. And many sports, team sports, can't be done unless you are a good assister, uh, not a sibling like a sister, but to be someone who's very good at assisting others. And if you've ever seen any kind of sports ball, you'll see that that ball is transferred between different players, and it's called an assist. And in improv, if you've ever seen really great like comedians or actors or something perform improv, you'll see that they pass the ball, they pass that spotlight around, and it moves in and out of the way for different people, and which means that sometimes it's not about you, it's about the team. Yes, we know mathematically and numerically on your character sheet, you're the best at this one thing, but at this very moment, someone else is standing there. Let that person perform that thing without you having to stand up, interrupt what their action is, and go, yeah, but I have the higher number. I should be the one to do. Relax, relax. Someone else is trying to get past the guard who is all because every guard asks for the two copper pieces wherever you go, and convince yourself that we don't need to pay these damn tolls. Let that person just go ahead and do the thing. Even if failure is a foregone conclusion, even if you're not there, even if your character would normally want to do things. Now you can play. Now remember, the other responsibilities are included as well. Act internally. Maybe your roguish character wants to go up to the fighter who's trying to pick the lock and go, dude, like, let an expert do this. Like, you can do that in game and in character, and that character could be, maybe they're just stubborn and go, no, let me try it. I want to try it. You taught me this. Let me try it, right? And Drew says, indeed, I will not spend my time at tables with GMs that feel like you can harass players. What does that? I don't know. Do you mean like GMs harassing players? There's no rules that can stop asshole behavior. If that's what you're referring to, there is no game that prevents that. People just are that way. That's not going to. That's why I like. I joked about rules like games because they're like BS detectors and a-hole filters. It's like very easily you can come up. You'll realize if this person is a team player and they want to be with a group and synergize with a group, or they are trying to they are using others to placate their own insecurities or desires that have nothing to do with the tabletop role-playing game itself. Now, number 6 is play the game in front of you. There's nothing more annoying to other people than the person who constantly keeps talking about like here's a common thing, especially with level-based games. let's say we're all playing third level characters, and this person keeps saying, man, we sure would be able to solve this if I was seventh level. Or they're constantly talking about the edition of the game that you're playing that's better than the one you're in. Or I can't wait till I get to eighth level and then we'll be effective. Right now we're at third level and we're not really anything. Play the game that's in front of you. Don't play the game. Don't play the shadowy, inferred game that you might have been in had this been different. Don't play the game that happened 3 weeks ago and you wish that was the game. Don't talk about somebody else's game that would have been better had you this. No. Play the game that's in front of you. Play the characters in front of you. Play the rules that are in front of you. Play the game that is in front of you. It would be like an American football player going to the Canadian Football League and bitching about the rules. No, you chose to be here, and these are the rules for this set. Let the pundits, let the outsiders talk about rules differences and interactions and what would be better. But for you, if you're going to be in the game, play the game in front of you. And when I say play the game in front of you, I also mean play the themes and the genre that's in front of you. I've played in a number of Call of Cthulhu games where there's a player. I've brought this up before because this was a real thing. We had a player who always wanted to play a Jedi. And I don't mean a Jedi-like character. They wanted to play a Jedi. And I'm like, we're playing Call of Cthulhu. Well, I mean, I like the Jedi, and I went the robes, and we just rolled our eyes like, dude, like, this is not Star Wars. There are some players that try to play Call of Cthulhu like it's special forces, right? And I don't mean Delta Green. I'm talking like they wanted to win at Call of Cthulhu, and it's like, no, the game isn't really designed for you to win. It is designed for you. It's designed for you to have a slow spiral into insanity and or immediate death. That's what the game is about. You know. Yeah. And I love Seth Sorkowski's channel as well. Yeah, I mean, play the game that's in front of you. Don't bitch and moan about, well, I would have done it differently, or I remember a game where the other game master thought it was this other thing, or hey, I know everything about Forgotten Realms and this isn't Forgotten Realms. No. Play the game that's in front of you. Really, Sophs? No, Sophie. So my producer here wants to say hello. Hey, you're the one making a big deal about it there, Sophie. Okay. All right. Come here. Come on. Yeah. All right. Remember, no bunghole in the camera. So, lastly, ludicrous song title. Move, get out the way. All right. Sometimes when we play role-playing games, it is the desire is for us to portray a fictionalized, dare I say heroic, idealized version of ourselves in a fantasy setting. And when I say fantasy, I mean a fantastical place. It can be science fiction, it can be superheroes, it can be modern day investigation, or whatever the case may be. But sometimes the best thing you can do as a player is move the hell out the way. Stop stealing the spotlight. You don't need to numerically impose your will on everyone and everything. Let other people be, in other words, don't be a barrier to other people's fun. Now, as long as you don't ask for a toll to the city gate, I will play the game in front of me. But those things, and that's what I mean about being agreeable and pleading once, is if we, sometimes it's just a matter of us moving out the way. Yes, wizard, I understand you have a spell, that can take down the locked gate in front of us, but you're not standing there. As a matter of fact, you don't even need to be involved in this scene. Just move out the way, let the other players have their time, their moment. Maybe someone's putting out an excellent soliloquy or monologue or something, and it's fun. We just sit back, let those other individuals engage in what you're doing, bide your time, and then step in. Now, remember, yeah, you see her. Yeah, she's rubbing against my little um whatever the thing, because I have a dead spot in my voice. You guys know that, and she just wants attention. He wants attention, don't you? Yeah, kitty, kitty. Yeah. hmm you're gonna be the star of my ASMR channel when you purr and rub against the microphone. Yeah. Yeah. For whom the bell tolls, time marches on. Now, I will say that remember, if all the other players, excuse me, woof, cat hair. If all the other players are equally engaged in my particular 7 responsibilities, then they will defer to you. Much like a game master spreading around the spotlight, I think number 7, when we say get out the way, is I've just had 3 rounds of something I'm doing. It's time to move the spotlight to somebody else. Like, you could tell it is your responsibility as a player, even if the game master doesn't realize it. Like, we've got like 4 other people that are waiting in the wings, twiddling their thumbs. Go over to them. Let them have an opportunity, especially if you've got to take a bio break, um, or you need to look up a rule, or going back to the be agreeable plead once. Maybe you're like, ooh, let me look up the rule so I can, because the game master said they forgot about the rule, and I really want them to implement this rule because I think I'm right, but I want to have space, but I also want to plead my case, but I don't want to be annoying. You're basically, you want to bring this energy to the thing. Hey guys, it's move the spotlight to them. Um, let's let my character be surrounded by the Knoll band with their crossbows and pikes, and they don't know what happened to me, and move over to them because they hear me yell out or something, and then come back to me while I look through the book and look through the rule and blah 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 blah. Okay, now they come back to me. Oh great! Oh, you guys caught up to me, and I'm surrounded. All right, let's roll the dice now and see what happens. Can go back and forth. It's no when it comes to pacing, we as players can absolutely control the pacing. Hey game master, we've already talked it out. Let's just move past the scene and move on to the thing. Hey, we all agreed that we just arrive at the deserted island on the beach if it's okay with you. Oh yeah, we don't have to go through the whole sailing for 8 weeks and stuff. No. If it's okay with you, we would just like to arrive at the island and see the giant monolith that's on the center of the island, and we're going to walk towards it. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, yeah, fly, you fools. Exactly. Like, come on. Yes, there. We can get back to Gandalf being a badass fighting the Balrog, but for right now, there's like 5 other players that are doing their thing, running past non-OSHA um, uh, Occupational Safety and Health Administration steps with no handrails. Damn dwarves, and falling steps, right? And goblins that are like that have spider climbing on walls that nobody ever complained about, even though they aren't in the monster manual. Fold arms, pout, bottom lip, right? It is about moving that spotlight around. And yes, the Gandalf character was a badass standing on the bridge and holding up his spell and blocking the whip from the Balrog and whatnot and all that kind of stuff. But then the player was like, all right, listen, Balrog falls, grabs my ankle. Damn, ooh, got a crit on me. Move the spotlight. If I'm pretending that it's a game or whatever, although Gandalf could be a GMPC, but whatever. Lastly, and this is just the one that I say is kind of like my added, my bonus instead of 7, because I could have put 8, but I didn't. I was being dumb. Be value added. Being value added is very generalized, but it means that be a person that other people want to include in your game. Be value added to the game. Maybe you're very good at writing notes, and at the beginning of every session, you do like a rundown of what happened before. Maybe you're very good at finding or creating artwork or drawing maps. You're a great cartographer, or you're like, man, I love going and doing a deep dive into ArtStation, and I thought I'd make a Pinterest of what I imagined the world to look like and our characters and the events, and you put that together for everyone. And like, yeah, that's a really cool picture. Where'd you find that? Oh, I did a deep Google dive or something. Or I've got my Mid-Journey account. I know AI art, but it's just between us friends. I decided to try to make some headshots of our characters or whatever. Be value added. Maybe you're very good at communicating with everybody in the game. Hey guys, Thursday night, are we still hooking up? Maybe you're very good at adjudicating a thing, even though you're not the game master. Maybe you're like, hey, listen, you want to do this thing, and you found the drowning rules, and you're saying that you're being choked by the tentacled monster. So, I think the medium here could just be, we have two rules, and we'll use saving throws or die rolls or randomizer or something to pick which one, right? Hey, if you held your breath, we're going to use those rules. And you caught your breath, and you were able to, take a nice deep breath before the tentacles pulled you down. Or you didn't hold your breath, we're going to go to the drowning rules that the other person said. Actually, that makes a lot of sense, because, what are the chances if it grabs you by the ankle and pulls you down in a trash compactor, right? Maybe you are someone who's just very funny, and everyone appreciates your jokes to alleviate a dark, serious situation. And you are funny, and you do tell really great jokes. You can alleviate the tension in the room. You are value added, and people want to invite you back. Or maybe you're very good at discernment. When someone is having a dramatic moment in the game, and we're all being very serious, maybe you are someone who knows when to keep their mouth shut and not make those jokes, and leave it up to them, and know that you are not supposed to intrude, and you stop other people from intruding. Maybe you're very good at handling side comments and side notes, like hey guys, I created a separate windows or chat windows or chat threads for each of us, so we can each talk separately, and that way we don't have to keep interrupting and putting it in the major chat, because it's hard to keep track of it, and we can just have one for the game master, and the game master can pass us individual notes or something. If you are value added, whether it's in game, out of game, whether it's between games or something, be that person and capitalize on it. And it could be something extremely niche. Maybe you're just really good at maybe everyone wants instrumental music, and you're good at modulating the instrumental music. And like we're in the middle of action and combat, boom, 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 and you hit the thing, and you've got your Sirenscape or battle bards going, and then the game master says, okay, the battle comes to an end, and one of the survivors, feebly crawling away, holding up their hand, pleading for mercy or something, and you move the slider, you change it to another theme of music very subtly or something. Maybe that's your thing. Maybe, Drew, you're someone who is an expert at the historical details of this world that we are engaged in. Then, I'll say Fantasy Grounds, Forgotten Realms, Greyhawk, Mystera, Dark Sun, Al-Qadim. I'm trying to pick some old ones here, old classic ones, whatever the case may be. And you're good at it, and you know how to disseminate the information quickly, efficiently, without being a actually person, without compromising the other 7 things above that I feel are player responsibilities. Hey guys, I just want to let you know, guards asking for tolls is not really a thing. And then the game master may go, okay, this particular guard is trying to, in this world, this guard is trying to extort money out of you. That it's this particular guard. Like, it's not the rules of the world. It's this guard is going like, no, you owe me some cash. You want to come in here, you owe us cash. You're like, you're not charging anybody else. That could be a feature that's part of the game world, right? Um, the the reminder, like, I just want to let you know that trolls are vulnerable to fire, and then come to realize the game master's like, well, the troll is wearing a ring, so you might want to figure that out. Does it require a roll? Wizard, you realize that trolls are vulnerable to fire, except for this one, and it is wearing a ring. Yeah, yeah, where is the fun when you cannot? Well, actually, wait a minute. Let me. Where's my tape? And I gotta push the glasses up in the middle. Actually, I have a funny video about it's probably damn near 7-8 years old where I titled it "Well Actually," and someone got a kick out of it because they were thinking I meant something else, that I was going to lead with something else, like, well, actually, dot dot dot, and I was going to lead with something else, not realizing that that was the actual title, and they were laughing their ass off. They're like, oh, that's so funny. It's like, yeah, because some people love to be well actuallys, and that's what I mean about bringing the energy, being agreeable, play the game in front of you, be a team player, because honestly, there are times if we're playing a Lord of the Rings game that has a lot of detail and history in it that many I don't know much about it. I won't know much about it. I'm not that deep into the lore. There are others which I would like to learn about it, but you need to know when to cut that shit off, right? You gotta. It's like what is it? Enter late, leave early. Don't get dirty, people. Um, and that is a storytelling method. Enter late, leave early, which means that start a scene stumbling into the scene as if it's already happening. You don't need to show. It's why old. You ever see old television shows where they show someone drive up to the front of a building, get out the car, walk up to the front of the building, go inside, say hello, go into the elevator, go upstairs, go to the walk room, go to a receptionist, say hello to a receptionist, then go to the boss and start talking to the boss because that's where the real scene is happening. Not, get to the scene where the person is standing in the boss's office. That's it, right? Enter late, leave early. It's why when you see in movies, when they see a newscast and it talks about something and someone picks up a remote and literally cuts the TV off after the important information is given instead of letting the news article run or let the television keep playing or something. And they do that because you want to leave early. We got the information, done. And some players don't know when to shut the hell up. It's like, I understand you told me there's 3 moons. We also don't need to know the history of all of Game of Thrones, right? I just need to know about who is the head of this house at this time. Great, thank you. Okay, stop. Don't tell me about episode 3. Don't tell me about the books. Don't tell me about the differences. Don't tell me about what George R. Martin's working on. Stop. Shh. www.shh.com. Right? Be value added. And sometimes that value, lastly, when I say that value is, yeah, Drew says, I think that is where a session 0 can help by establishing how close to the lore the game is supposed to be. Exactly. And uh, moving back up our list about being agreeable, bringing the energy, being synergistic, such as reading the room. Um, is it important at this very moment for anyone at all to know this information? It may not be. Maybe between games, if you're the one who's being value added, you say, hey, listen, we're going into I don't know, the Shadow Dale. And here are my 5 notes for the Shadow Dale that's important for this lore. Oh, okay. Thanks. Before the next game comes, like I didn't think about this, but the Shadow Dale has some pretty specific things that go on. Maybe, hey, Game Master and other players, you might want to know these things. Oh, these are some of the factions that live there. I didn't know that. Okay, great. Whereas instead of like trying to lore dump on people or um, uh, try to be that educator or something. So, in short, bring the energy, bring all your positive, enthusiastic energy when you perform something, bring that same energy. Yeah, I also I am the value incarnate. The hobbits call me the precious. Funny, funny. Um, bring the energy for yourself. Bring the energy in your failures. Bring the energy with everyone else. Bring your energy. Don't enter combat. Let me roll the dice. I got a 17 plus my mods. That's a 21. All right, damage. Um, damage. I rolled a 4 and 7 plus 11 points of damage. I do 11 points of damage. Okay. Oh, my second action, I'm going to move behind the barrier. I'd like to move behind. Can I? Okay, I can move behind. Yeah, I'm going to take my action and move behind the barrier. Um, no, no, I'm done. I'm sorry. I'm done. Like, bring the energy, and I don't mean that you guys know when I see the channel, right? I tend to be I like to be energetic when I perform for the camera. I'm not saying you need to bring my energy. I'm saying for the people that you're with, bring that energy, and bring that energy in all things: good roles, good decisions, bad decisions, for yourself, for others. Act and react internally. Basically, role play the game. You're yes, we know that your character is standing in front of a you know the numeric value of the monsters you're standing in front of, but how is your character acting and or reacting at this moment? Yes, we know the wizard can cast a fireball, but how is your character acting or reacting when a gout of flame shoots past your shoulder, explodes into a ball of fire, and you're caught up in it? Like, how would you act and or react? Role play. Be agreeable. Plead your case once and only once. And when I say once, don't go, well, DBJ said plead once, so I'm going to take 45 minutes to plead my case. No, 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 because it involves these other things. Just be agreeable. If you agreed to be in the game, then you agreed to have that game adjudicated by a game master. And yes, all of us at the table can say, you know what, I think it should be a 2 in 6 chance. We're playing BX. I think a 2 in 6 chance is a good opportunity. I know we're rolling for random monsters, but we're in a safe place. Do we have to roll every hour? How about like every 6 hours? We've cleared out this level, and you go, well, okay, yeah. Plead your case once. Synergy, reading the room. Understand that when people are pausing or nervous or sad or distraught or such, be the person that comes in synergistically and interposes themselves to say, let's let that person take that moment of time, and I'm going to synergistically come in here and start role playing with some of the other players while that person takes a break or steps away from the camera, or hell, we've seen this on live plays. Maybe somebody has some children or they have other things they got to step away from the camera. If that doesn't mean everyone else has to shut down, it means, hey, you just keep the action flowing. Keep things entertaining amongst everyone for that person to return and go, I'm really sorry, guys. I had to handle something. So a package came to my door. Is really important. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do an unboxing video tomorrow, right? And that could be the thing. It's not like, oh, his doorbell rang, I guess we just need to stop. And then you just twiddle your thumbs. No. So, Bakuma Black says, facts. I hate when players don't bring energy. I feel like it brings down the group. Yep. See, and that's a thing. And remember, because I'm gonna move to the end here, and I go to your comment here. Be a team player. You're playing on a team. Be the assist. Be the defensive person. Be the one to engage. Wait for the assist to come to you so that you can lay up the shot. Right? It's about moving that action back and forth. It's about yes, the wizard might have the spotlight now, but you're the warrior, and you go, yeah, it's you mentally in the group, you're like, hey, I'm not really putting my fist in the air, but I'm looking at him like, yeah, you blast those effers, right? And as the warrior, I'm standing in front of the wizard like, I dare you to come at him, or something like that. Like, support the other people and be that team player where you stand in front of another player to prevent them from getting hurt. You toss a valuable item to them. You one of my friends loved to um, get the whole group involved in a thing. And I remember he was a rogue, and I've mentioned this before, where he could easily climb over a wall, sneak in, unlock a door, and we can all sneak in. But instead, what he wanted was, hey, player who doesn't have any thieving skills, why don't we knock out a guard? You wear their garb so that it looks like there's still a guard standing there at the wall, and then, hey, you're the strong one, you hoist me up over the wall, and then you wait for me at the gate when I go to unlock it to make sure it gets locked behind us, and be a lookout. He was always involved in getting everybody into the event, even though we all knew it was a simple die roll. Did you sneak in? Yes. Okay, great, you snuck in. um Being a team player, play the game in front of you. Don't play this game talking about how it would be better if we played a different edition, it would be better if you played with other people, whether you played with other game masters, whether you saw a live play where they did it different, whether your level or point system or special abilities would be better. No, 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 no. Play the game in front of you. You're playing Shadow Dark. You're not playing Morkborg. You're not playing Knave. You're not playing Cairn. You're not playing. I'm trying to find some other old school ish. You're not playing OSC or Osric or Beckme. You're playing this game. So play that game. Um, uh, Move, get out the way, right? Sometimes it's just better for you just to not say anything, to not be involved, to move out the way so other people can do their thing. And that can be a difficult pill to swallow if you're someone who is um, trying to emulate your shortcomings and become the idealized, iconic hero you want to be in a fictional role playing game. Um, be that person. And lastly, be value added. And bring up um, Bakuma's comment here is, I hate when players don't bring the energy. Going back to number one, if you want to be value added, bring one or more of these elements into your player responsibilities, and people will want you to come back, and they will remember you and say, hey, do you want to be part of this game? I really love to have you. You are value added. And you don't need to play characters that are support characters. What I mean about that is, bring things from outside the game. Hey, Brandon Sanderson, I know nothing about Mistborn or Stormlight or the Cosmere or something like that, but there's a new well-funded game out there. Maybe you're someone who's like, hey, I know a lot about this. It would be cool if one of us gets the game. Hey, I'm going to get the game, and I'd love to teach you guys about his different magic systems that he has. Pharaohmancy or Pharaoharchy, or whatever the spell thing about maneuvering metals or something like, right. And have that in the game, and be that person that says, hey, I'm going to we need maps. I got Dyson Logos Patreon, and got a bunch of his free maps, his or her free maps, and we can use them. I understand, Game Master, that you weren't planning on us delving deeper into the dungeon, that we weren't going to move that fast. So I got some more maps for you if you need any of these things. Be that value-added person. So, guys, thank you very much for being part of the show. Thank you very much for bringing up Traveler. I don't own the game, but I've played a lot of Traveler. I can't remember what edition it was. It was a D6 version of the game, or 2D6. God, my brain. But also, thank you very much for Lakuma and other people who are here, who might be hanging out in the background or whatever. Thank you very much for just hanging around and lurking and whatnot. I would appreciate it if you, um, did some call to action, like, share, subscribe, follow, become notified, and maybe suggest the channel to other people. And more importantly, suggest to me some daily subjects you like to talk about. This is long form discussion, so when we get into these subjects, I love to stretch them out all week so we can kind of get a theme going on. And I would really love that. If you guys even have something for tomorrow, which I don't have anything for tomorrow, if you have like a top numerical list or values or instruction or something that you know of specifically, just drop a line in YouTube, Twitch, um, Facebook group, anything like that. Even on these chats and whatnot, and just drop a line in. Yep. Idea for a future episode. Can we talk about taking hallucinogens when playing RPGs? I don't know how far we get. Hey, everybody, pass around the gummies. Jeez, nitrous oxide. I thought you were talking about like sniffing like paint glue or something like that, which you please don't. Um, 5 out of 4 doctors suggest that you do not do such a thing. It will kill your brain cells. Yeah, I remember in school it was whiteout and Sharpies. If anybody remembers what whiteout is, but yeah. So anyway, guys, thank you very much for being part of the show. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Please do not take any medical advice from me. You will suffer harmful consequences from myself and everybody involved in the show. Also, please have a great day. Thank you very much for spending your valuable time here, as I am a city guard asking from you for a toll. But I will give back to you change in your tabletop role playing experience. So thank you very much. Have a great one. I'll see you later. Somebody drop one last. Yeah. Stop. I hear you. Guys, have a great one. I'll see you later. Peace and tranquility. Bye.